Club at 22, the Rangers podcast, is supported by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Go to manscaped.com and get 20% off plus free shipping with code CLUB@22. Your balls will thank you. Hello everyone and welcome to Club Reaction to Hearts 0, Rangers 2 here on Club at 22, the Rangers podcast. I'm your host Scott Carney, and joining me first of all is a man who only got the team prediction right after copying me. It's Ali Pearson. Ali, how are you?
Yep, I got it right after I forgot to put Joe Aribo in the team, put him right in
you
the
didn't
team.
Get it right.
It's on film, so you can go back and watch it. And that is why, I'll just say, that is why Joe Aribo is our main man.
Oh, yes, we will talk about that, definitely, mate. Scott Gemmell, how's it going?
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Livy away, Hibs away, Hearts away, 9 points from that. That's a very good return in my book.
Very, very good return. Another massive game, as we spoke about, lads, before on the preview show, and even before that, building up to this, we all kind of had an eye on this. This game has been a potential banana skin, if you like, but it was a furious, a frantic game, if you like. It was how we all really expected it. And Scotia, you mentioned just there before we started recording, if you were a neutral watching that game, then you would absolutely love that, because that had pretty much everything today.
Oh, it was a cracking game. Like, obviously, I'm sitting watching it a wee bit shaky at points because, don't want to concede. But it was just an enjoyable game to watch. Again, Rangers are doing this to me right now, that I'm actually sitting back and enjoying it and not getting stressed. What's happened? This isn't the Rangers I know.
I know, Ali, Ryan mentioned it as well in a previous pod. We should all start getting worried when they get this happy.
Scottish, I was definitely stressed through that game. My heart was thumping. Even at 2-0, it was still thumping, to be honest. But yeah, it's what can we say about it? Like Scotia says, to go to the Tony Macaroni, to go Easter Road, and to go to Tynecastle and come away with 9 points. If somebody had told us that weeks ago under Gerrard, I would have went, I think we'll drop points somewhere there. And it's brilliant. And a clean sheet as well again, lads, which is, I like Ryan says, I don't want to get too carried away because it usually comes back and hits you in the arse. But no, I'm a very, very happy Rangers fan.
Very happy Rangers fan. Keeping the zero, that's going to be a saying that I think is going to keep cropping up now under Gio. And I did say to you before we started recording as well that should I start the podcast by going, Steven Gerrard, who? But I wouldn't do that. That's a wee bit disrespectful to him, to be completely honest. But I agree with you, Ali. If you'd have said this under Gerrard, I probably wouldn't have believed you. And now I just couldn't be happier with the way Rangers have handled their business. The 2 trips to Edinburgh, I'm delighted about it. So we'll get into the game. The starting 11, I got the team right, Ali didn't. I also got the score right, Ali didn't. It was McGregor, Tavernier, Goldson, Bassey, Barisic, Kamara, Arfield, Aribo, Kent, Sakala and Morelos. Ali, it was a very attacking team. I know that obviously you did initially pick that team, or eventually pick that team after you heard mine. But there was no roof on the bench, obviously meaning that we didn't have an out-and-out striker, if you like, on the bench. So what were your thoughts overall? I think the bench was the only thing that I thought, there's nobody up top really there.
That didn't really worry me because Sakala can play through the middle if you take Morelos off, and you can put, as he did, Scott Wright on. So I've been screaming out for Kent, Morelos, Sakala. That's the front line I want. And I thought, when we went 2 up, we kind of shop wee, but I just thought Kent and Sakala terrorised them at times. And I just thought they were getting joy all the time. And that's the front 3 I want to see moving forward with Rangers.
Yeah, Scotia, your thoughts on the team?
Yeah, a very strong team. I probably would have prepared Hadji, but that's because it's me. I want Hadji playing all the time. Arfield playing was a good shout as well, because I thought he would set up the way we set up against Hibs. I thought it was going to be a similar team to that, and he got the team right today, I think, and it was great.
Yeah, he did get the team right. I thought the team was strong. It was a team I picked. So I am I was more than happy with the team. It was just the bench. I initially thought with no Roof there, you're like, if Morelos was not firing or on his game, I know Sakala's through the middle. I'm not sure if that's where Sakala is going to feature a lot for Rangers going forward. I think he's getting more in as the kind of right wing. I think Gio going forward looks like he's going to really like wingers and the kind of old-fashioned winger, if you like, in the terms of they stay wide and they try and isolate their man one-on-one. But it worked at times today,
Carney.
it really did. Yes.
Stephen, you said you got the team and you got the score right. Who was your first goal scorer? Did you go for Kent or did you go for Morelos?
I cannot remember. I think I said Kent.
Oh, you nearly got the treble there.
Yeah, I think I said. I'm pretty sure I said Kent. I definitely didn't say Morelos, so I can't even claim that. So anyway, we'll get into the game. Before we get to the game, nice touch from the players of both teams wearing the MND Scotland t-shirts. If you want to donate, you can find details of that on the club's socials and on their website, but it was a good touch from them. And into the game, first chance for Hearts on the 3rd minute, ball over the top causes all sorts of issues for Rangers at back line. Tries to lift it, Boyce tries to lift it over McGregor, but he manages to pull off a pretty spectacular save to tip it over the bar. 2 minutes later, Hearts again down the right-hand channel. The cut back, the shot is blocked, and Hearts are having a series of corners after that, but Rangers managed to deal with them without McGregor being called into action again. Ali, it was safe to say, though, that Hearts fancied this.
Yeah, I texted in the group chat after 5 minutes saying, this is awful, because Hearts come flying out at us, and you expect Hearts and Tynecastle to come out and do that. It's the same with Hibs, they do the same at Easter Road, and so you expect it, but I thought we were all at sea at points in that first 5 minutes, and I was fearing, because we've discussed in here, if we give teams corner kicks, set pieces, I'm shite myself when a ball comes into our box, because at times we don't deal with it, and yeah, it was all Hearts, but you knew Hearts couldn't keep that tempo up for a full game. A lot of these teams seem to do this against us and die away, and obviously that's what happened. But it was a bright start for Hearts, and they looked a better team, to be honest.
Yeah, Scotia, we probably shouldn't be shocked at the way that Hearts have been playing this season and where they've managed to get themselves to in the league. I mean, they are arguably the overachievers in the league, and that's no disrespect to them. They have just came back up, but you probably should expect that from Hearts, that they'll come out and they'll give it a good go.
Well, the way I look at it, I would class Hearts as being the 3rd best team in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Like for a long period of time, that's been the case. You know, Aberdeen and your likes, Hibs and all that, they fall away. I would say Hearts are the 3rd biggest team in the country and probably the 3rd best team in the country. But no, was it 5 minutes? It was 3 minutes that they'd done well. I was glad to see that it was Barry Mackay taking their corners, because he's taken how bad we are taking corners from Rangers to Hearts, because he was a wee woeful at it at times, wasn't he? So I was glad that it was him that was taking them.
I think somebody's mentioned before in one of the comments of the pods that they mentioned about possibly bringing Barry Mackay back. In my personal opinion, Barry Mackay showed why he plays for Hearts today and doesn't play any higher than that. He's got wee flashes in him, but he is not a consistent player, and he doesn't really stand forward and take responsibility at any point. So I would have
compare him with Kent. Compare him with
exactly.
Kent, and then it's night and day.
100%, Wave's got no interest in Barry Mackay coming back to Rangers. And then after 9 minutes, Rangers take the lead. Fantastic work from Kent on the left. Deep cross to gets to Sakala. He then wrong foots the defender. Gets the cut back to Alfredo Morelos to finish it. Ali, what a response this was from Rangers after the kind of pressure that Hearts had put on us for the first opening 8 minutes or so. To respond like that with a goal, it is everything that you want, and especially Alfredo Morelos, who get booed every time he touched the ball.
No, it was brilliant. That was our first real attack, to be fair, Rangers. And Sakala does really well to beat that guy, cut it back to Alfie, and Alfie slots it away. Sky were doing their best to try and show it was offside. It wasn't
just
offside.
isn't.
I agree. And we discussed this in the preview. The first goal is crucial. If we concede the first goal, it's how do Rangers respond? To get the first goal is always crucial, especially away from home. And I was delighted it was Alfie. And he's got a good record against Hearts. Sky were saying as well, and obviously slides away and shushes the Hearts fans, which I love.
Yeah, Scotch, this is this is the kind of Rangers that we like to see. We get a chance and we score, and especially when the first one falls to Alfredo Morelos and he scores it straight away.
You love when Alfie scored. It was Ryan that had put Alfie's first goal scorer, because I've seen him just in the group chat there. He was just texting, going, "What did I get for 2-0 on Alfie first goal scorer?" nothing, Ryan. You don't get anything. A pat in the back, maybe. But Alfie was, it's what you love to see from Alfie, and yeah, first chance we had and we put it away. That's kind of what you want to do, like particularly when you're away to Tynecastle.
Yeah, Jamie's just sent a screen on as well. Jamie had Morelos on to score first with 2-0. So well done, Mr. Jamie Lowe. That's a nice wee earner on a Sunday afternoon. And then we really should be 2-0 up after that. Sakala, again, great work from Kent, again down the left. Gets it to Sakala, whose shot is just dragged wide. Kent and Sakala really looked up for it. Both of them looked very dangerous. Some great touches from Kent and some from Sakala as well, just to kind of beat their men. They were really looking up for it. And then 13 minutes, Rangers are 2-0 up. A Hollywood from Goldson to Aribo, a stupendous first touch, and he rifles it into the bottom corner. Inject that into my veins. And then Gio's reaction after it, once we'd made it 2-0. Yes, more of this. I cannot stop smiling when I think about this goal, Ali. This is Joe Aribo's first touch, and his finish as well, and you're beating Craig Gordon as well. It's a tremendous goal.
It's outstanding. I was going absolutely mental
Oh,
on the fly
me
at this
too.
point. Mental. They tried that ball 5 minutes before, and he was unlucky with Goldson. Tried it again, and Joe, that first touch for Joe Aribo to pull it out the sky, and like you say, Craig Gordon is the second best goalkeeper in Scotland, and he's playing phenomenal this season for Hearts. And to finish it like that, it was... I don't know what else I can say about that goal and Joe Aribo, because everyone in this podcast know that I'm in love with Joe Aribo, and that goal today is Joe Aribo can do no wrong for me now. That was I don't know what else to say about it. It was just unbelievable, and I was jumping about my flat like a madman, to be honest, but I don't give a fuck.
I was delighted at that. You obviously don't love him that much, mate, because you left him out your team. But no, Joe Aribo right now he's at the top of his game. I don't think there's any doubt about that. He looks so full of confidence. He looks so dangerous. And the touches that he has with the ball and the way he can finish the ball as well, he's just becoming so critical to us. And yeah, Scotia, what a way to silence Hart after their good start, the fact that we are 2 up within 15 minutes.
Yeah, well, before we do that, I just hope that Pearson's got a wee Barry White DVD or CD in the back burner with his wee cardboard cutout of Joe Aribo, because you'll be having fun tonight.
No, it's Michael Bublé. It's Michael Bublé, is it not?
No, I mean Barry White's a more smooth guy, is he not, than Bublé? I know Pearson loves Bublé, but
where's this going, by the way? Christ.
Sorry,
we're talking about the game here.
we're just slagging you off with your cardboard cutout. No, it was brilliant. It was a absolutely gorgeous goal, wasn't it? We were speaking about it at halftime on Twitter Spaces, and it was just a lovely goal. And I couldn't believe it's 15 minutes and we're 2-0 up.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly after like the first 3-5 minutes when Hearts were all over us. It was like, what's going on here? How are we 2-0 up? 2 chances, 2 goals.
It's all that you want, and for the way that we've done it, both goals were really good goals. It wasn't obviously Sky have to try and make it out that one of the Rangers goals shouldn't stand, but it's just not offside. And Aribo's goals, just honestly, it's goal of the season contender for me because of just the way it happened. Goldson's pass is inch perfect, and just the first touch and the finish, it's everything that Joe Aribo is all about. I absolutely loved that goal. I really did, and I was the same. I was up and down, running about my living room when he scored that. I was buzzing, couldn't believe that we were 2-0 up. But
Carney, it's not the same. It's not the same, but it's very similar to Jermaine Defoe's goal against Livy at Ibrox.
Yeah,
like the way that it comes across, it's similar like that. So yeah, it was a cracking goal.
Cracking goal. Hearts then obviously try and get themselves back into it. Mackay has 2 stabs at it in the box, but again, tremendous defending from Aribo relieves the pressure as he wins a free kick. Hearts then, just to say, start to have a bit of possession, but Rangers have men behind the ball, seem pretty keen to let Hearts have the ball. We were keeping a pretty good shape, and I think they were just trying to allow Hearts to give us your best shot and maybe catch them on the break. But Rangers started to struggle to deal with corner kicks. I don't mean giving away chances. I just mean clearing the ball. Some of the corner kicks, we had about 4 attempts to get the ball out. Somebody just boot the ball away. Like, it just became, we were inviting on the pressure onto ourselves. Again, this is what this kind of tactic will do, though. It will invite pressure on, and you will have moments, kind of scary moments. And look, in hindsight, it's a wonderful thing because we've got out of there with the 0 today. But Ali, we're into the kind of the first 30 minutes, and that was the end of the first 30 minutes even, and it was a frantic and very quick 30 minutes, but Rangers were still in control even though we were letting our Hearts have the ball.
Yeah, it was a tactic for Rangers. The Rangers have went 2 up and not shop, but they've went to Hearts, right, have a go at us because we've got Sakala and we've got Ryan Kent with pace to hit them. So Rangers just gave the ball to Hearts and says, right, come and have a go at us. Hearts had a couple of good chances, corner kicks, as we've mentioned previously, but we are suspect to losing goals. But they never really looked in danger, Rangers. McGregor, you can say, I had a few saves today, but he didn't have much to do. I did think the decision-making at times with Rangers when they were breaking up the park was poor in the first half. There was about 2 or 3 breaks that we had, and somebody was either offside or the final ball wasn't great. That was poor for us at times, but I really just thought Rangers went 2 up and went, aye, come and have a go at us, Hearts.
Yeah, it kind of seemed like that. Boyce fired a shot into the side netting after turning Bassey, which leads to McGregor giving Bassey his Sunday afternoon thoughts. That's putting it politely. Hearts are pressing Rangers high up the pitch, and Rangers were struggling to hold on to the ball once we were trying to get it out. I thought Alfredo started to struggle, and then Sakala kind of disappeared at points as well towards the end of the first half. And then Ginnelly goes close from a shot from range, which had McGregor beat. Scotia, were you beginning to worry that Hearts were piling on a wee bit too much pressure?
Yes, they were piling on pressure, but I wasn't worried because it was very similar to how we played the game against Lyon on Thursday night, that we just let them have a wee bit control of the ball and we just sat back and soaked everything up. And I wasn't overly worried, slightly worried at times, but not overly worried because, as I said right at the start there, I said I found that an enjoyable game of football to watch. And yeah, I wasn't getting too panicky that I normally do. So that's probably all down to Gio. He's building confidence in me to just sit back and relax and watch Rangers.
Oh, I can never relax when I watch Rangers. That's impossible. I think though, I understand why we do it. I understand that, and the difference of being 2-0 up compared to being a goal up is it's like night and day. It's a completely different feeling. You know, right? We're 2-0 up. Even if they do score, you know, right? Well, we've still got the ability to score because we've already scored 2. But I did feel like we were struggling to get out when we had the chances to get out. And Ali, you mentioned that there are some of the decisions makings, but it just wasn't quite right. Again, though, we're still very early on in Gio's tenure here, and the games are just sticking fast. So there's not a lot of time for Gio to sit and do his work with the team and through training and whatever else. And I think it will come over time. However, some of the stuff that I am seeing, I am absolutely loving, and I think we would all probably agree with that. Tav struggled a wee bit, I think, down the right-hand side against Mackay Stephen and Barry Mackay. But even in saying that, nothing really was coming from it. The cross that came in, I think Barisic managed to clear it away, but it wasn't I don't know, I don't want to be too harsh on Tav because I think he was okay today, but I felt like he was getting a wee bit isolated with the two of them. Rangers, I say, we're still in control. We did get a chance to break. I think that's one you were talking about, Ali, is that Kent and Sakala were breaking forward and the ball fell to Sakala, and Sakala was just too late to give it to Kent, and it almost going to be a sure-on goal. But the rest of the half kind of followed that pattern of we couldn't get out, but Hearts still weren't really doing anything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it kind of petered out the first half a wee bit, that last kind of 15, 20 minutes. We just gave the ball to Hearts and let them have a go at us, and they didn't really do much. Hearts, I mean, if we look back at that game, as we know the result now, we'll probably look at it differently, but it was a lot of ball Hearts, but I just thought we needed somebody to grab the ball and sort of knock it about again, get control of the ball again. I just thought we're giving the ball to Hearts too much, if you know what I mean, in terms of, I know we want to give the ball to Hearts to invite them, but I just thought at times we gave them the ball too much. I just thought maybe that's what I said at half-time, maybe a Steve Davis or somebody to come on and just control it a wee bit with the suited Rangers.
Yeah, boys put a save out from McGregor after getting the best of Bassey again. I think at this point I was just hoping for 2-0 at half-time, because I was just thinking Hearts are due to take one of these kind of half chances. One of them's bound to fall in a place where they can't miss. And Kamara right at the end gives away a bit of stupid free kick, allowing the Hearts to get the ball into the box, but it's a good chip back to McGregor, which was very nice of them. And 1 minute added on time at the end of the half. Hearts got a corner at the last kick of the half, but it's cleared by Morelos, who did that a number of times today. I must say, Morelos, he's clearing, I think it was about 3 or 4 corners Morelos cleared today, which was really good work from him. But it's 2-0 at the break, so Scotia will move on to spaces at half-time. I think this is something we'll try and do when we can, is jump onto spaces at half-time just for a wee chat. We all sit and talk anyway, so we might as well get input from people. But what were your thoughts at half-time, mate?
Half-time, absolutely fucking delighted, to be honest. 2-0 up at Tynecastle, and yeah, that's where you want to be. It's what you want to be happening. I thought we were playing pretty well. Yeah, and we were just soaking up the pressure, like I was saying, and I felt comfortable. It's the weirdest feeling in the world that the last 2 games I've sat and watched Rangers and been completely comfortable and relaxed about it. So long may that continue, but it won't.
It might. You never know, mate. It might. I think we need to start trying to maybe believe in what Gio's trying to build in. I think we are obviously believe. That's probably a wee bit, I probably used the wrong words there, but have a wee bit more confidence in it, because it seems to be working. Whatever he's trying to build, he's stopped Rangers conceding goals, and long may that continue, definitely, because we were conceding them for fun at the start of this season. So we'll just jump into the second half. Hearts then take a corner straight off the training pitch. It was a really well worked corner, to be honest, and it forced a save from McGregor again at his near post to tip it over the bar. Rangers were starting the half the same way they ended the first. Quite happy for Hearts to have the ball. I think we were trying to show some patience, though, Ali, because Hearts were doing a very high press, and you can't do that high press the whole match. You will run out of steam. No matter how many substitutes you make, you will run out of steam. So was it a case of just try and be patient?
Yeah, I just think they played the same game as they did in the last bit of the first half, just inviting Hearts again. And it is a game of patience. I know we want to go and get a third and kill it and everything, but they're just waiting for that one opportunity, Rangers, to nick the ball off the Hearts when they're high at the park and break on them. That's what they're looking for, Rangers, all the time. And yeah, there was chances for Rangers to break with that ball a few times. Again, the decision making wasn't great, but like Scotia, I felt, well, I wouldn't say I was comfortable because my heart was still racing like fuck, to be honest, but I was semi-comfortable, if you know what I mean, watching it, because I thought I knew what Rangers were doing, and I had confidence in Rangers, and I honestly thought we'd go on and nick a third. I really did at that point.
Yeah, Scotia. Calvin Bassey then does his best to score 2 own goals in 2 games. Barisic doesn't stop a fire cross into the box. McGregor looks like he has it, but Bassey slides in and it bounces off the bar, and Rangers survive. This one made me go, okay, maybe time to change the tactics now.
Yeah, like as I was saying, I was comfortable. That was the first half. I was speaking about this wee period in the second half. No, I didn't like this at all. And again, I think it's just Bassey not being a natural centre half yet. And like I would say, he's great at what he's been doing so far, but there's wee bits and pieces that he needs to learn, and he will learn that. Thankfully, that didn't ricochet into the net because, as you say, McGregor had that covered, and he'll learn. And if he's going to continue playing at a left centre half for us, he'll learn that. But yeah, that was a wee heart in the mouth moment, wasn't it?
Definitely. Tav then is his kind of first burst up the park, really, to get us out. Leads to a chance for Arfield, who fires it straight at Gordon. It's from a tight angle, but it he probably should do better, and it probably should be 3-0 at that point. Sakala then has a great run at the defence. On the right-hand side, fires a low shot, saved by Gordon. He doesn't hold on to it, and I thought Arfield was about to turn it in, but the flick away from Arfield from Gordon with his feet is top class. It really is. You have to call out good goalkeeping when you see it, and that wee flick away with his foot was incredible. But Rangers then on the break with Morelos gets the shot away, but it's blocked. He gathers a rebound, cuts it back to Arfield, drags the shot wide. I gave him the benefit of the doubt, Ali, with the first attempt that he had, saying it probably should be 3-0. This one has to be 3-0.
I was fucking raging in my flat at this point. Absolutely raging because you can imagine me in here. That was the game right there. If Arfield puts that away, that's it. You can sit back and relax, put your feet up, do what you want. That was it, done. He's got to take that, Scott Arfield. And we see this with Scott Arfield through the years. He does this. Doesn't he hit a ball clean a lot of the time? And he scuffs it, but he's got to score it, man. I know it didn't come back and haunt us today and we've won 2-0, but if Hearts got the park and score a goal and you're thinking, if he'd taken that chance, because it kills the game completely. The third goal kills it, as I always say. But no, at that point, I was like, get Arfield off the park, man, because he was doing my head in. 2 chances in the space of 5 minutes, and I was like,
Carney,
honestly.
Can I read out this? We had a wee exchange of text in the group chat here going, the first chance that Arfield had, I said, he's had far too long to think about that. And then Pearson goes, he has to score there. And then 3 minutes later, I go, fuck me. And then Alistair goes, get Arfield off the park now, fuck me.
I was raging with him. He's got to score it. I mean, Scotia, he's got to score that. And I just thought at that point, I thought at that point he's missed 2 absolute. Not the first one, maybe not a sitter, but he's got to do better. The second one is a sitter. He's got to score it. At that point, I'm thinking, bring Lundstrom or Davis on and just kind of control it a wee bit because it ain't Arfield's day.
Yeah, I can get
it
that.
Was he missed a sitter as well, didn't he? He seen it in his face that he realised that
he was well aware that he'd missed a sitter. I don't think there's any doubt about it. And possibly a wee bit harsh to scream to get him off. I thought Arfield was pretty good today. He was just unlucky. But no matter what, even if I try and give him the benefit of the doubt, he has to score that second opportunity. I mean, that is what Scott Arfield, that's where he usually is. That's where he gets his goals from. It was very similar. They were showing highlights at the start of the game. And it was his goal against Ross County. He was just in the right place at the right time, and he just managed to slip it away. And that one there, I'm like, yeah, he has to score that. But in saying that, though, I didn't get to myself to the point where I thought, oh, no, it's going to come back and bite us in the arse, because we were still managing to control the game quite well. However, not long after that, Liam Boyce really should make it 2-1. Tav makes an absolute howler of a deep cross. It's cut back to Boyce and he skies it over, and it should be 2-1. There was a shout for a handball when they cut back to Boyce, and it comes off Goldson's hand. Ali, I'm probably contradicting myself here. I'm on the fence with this one, because if it's against Rangers, I scream for it. If it's not, if it's Rangers that have conceded it, I'm going, nah, it's probably not a penalty.
It's a penalty. I'm sorry, it's a penalty. If we had VAR up here, it's a penalty. Yeah, we got away with one today with that. I don't know what you can really do with his hand goals and it hits him, but it's a penalty.
Scotia, is it a penalty?
Well, the law, it's a penalty.
Because it's going against us, no, it's not a penalty. But if it's for us, then yes, it is. Yes, yeah. I don't care. I don't mind being biased like that. But yeah, no, Ali's right. It probably was a penalty. But no, we don't have VAR, so you can't do anything about it.
To be honest,
phone into Super Scoreboard and moan about it.
It probably summed Hearts' day up, that, to be honest, because
probably
I think Hearts could have played all day and not scored. They've rattled the bar twice. They've had that. It was
a bit unlucky, Hearts, weren't they?
I just think it summed Hearts' day up, to be honest.
Yeah, you're right. I say I was sitting. If it's for us, I would be screaming for it. If it's against us, it's never a penalty. What are you talking about? I'll definitely sit with that. Tav's then booked for being taken out when jumping to win a header. Never a booking in a million years. Aribo straight after that, however, is a booking. And then that's the one you were just talking about there, striking the bar twice. Kingsley can count yourself pretty unlucky with that one. It was a tremendous effort. We were beginning to ride our luck. That's what you were saying, Ali, and I was tending to agree with you. I was thinking, surely they're going to score here at some point. The change then happens straight after that. Morelos comes off, Scott Wright comes on. We're getting into the last 20 minutes. That then moves Sakala through the middle. McGregor then gets booked for time wasting. The ref at this point is beginning just to think there's a hole getting burned in his pocket, I think, with the yellow card, because he started to go a wee bit card happy. It's funny, but though, that Ali, when we're at Ibrox and we're either drawing with a team or we're getting beat with a team, the keeper of the opposite team can sit down, have a cup of tea, have his dinner, and then decide to take the goal kick, and he won't get booked for it. And then McGregor just gets booked. It's this whole consistency thing that I always say about refereeing. If that's at Ibrox and it's at the opposite team, he would never get booked for that.
Yeah, we say it every week at Ibrox. McGregor knows what he's doing. Shit,
of course he does.
McGregor.
Of course he does.
He was warned McGregor several times by the referee, and I knew he was going to get booked, because it was going to get to a point where he was just going to push it too much and he get booked. He knows exactly what he's doing. Great. I mean, you see when the ball comes back to him and he pretends to pick it up all the time, and that's Alan McGregor, and it's goalkeepers should learn for that, because he's wasting time, and it's good for us at that point. So, I mean, it is a book for McGregor. It was coming all day long for him, but that's Alan McGregor. I love him for it.
See, with McGregor though, McGregor's inventive with it, because he'll do stuff like he'll dive over the ball and things like that as well. And I'm sure there was one in like the first half where we were 2-0 up and it was only 20 minutes gone or something, and he dived over the ball. No need to do it, but he done it. Whereas
my favourite one that he does is when he goes down to bend down to pretend he's going to pick it up and kicks it away with his foot. That's my favourite one.
But I think what you were getting at there, Carney, it was at that game we played Motherwell where they absolutely ripped the arse out of time wasting, and it wasn't inventive. It was basically just taking ages to go and get the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think that was a game where the ball was only in play for 39 minutes out of the 90 or something like that.
Something ridiculous like that. Yeah, it's just it's the consistency thing. It's what gets to me. So we'll get into the last 10 minutes. Rangers are really deep, really, at this point, allowing Hearts to have possession in abundance, really, and then I just a moment of madness for Ginnelly, the Hearts player. There's a bit of handbags between Borna and Devlin. Ginnelly gets involved for whatever reason, and it leads to a second yellow for him and a booking for Borna. However, Ali, Scores, I'll come to you. Does Borna know what he's doing here? Has he took one for the team? I'll just take this yellow for the team here.
Well, no, because see, I looked at it and like Borna stood up and he was going to go a wee bit to Devlin, but then both of them kind of just went, no, sorry, it's okay. And it seemed to be, that's it, done. And then Ginnelly, whatever the bloody hell he's thinking, just runs over and tries to grab Borna. And you're like, well, no. And then, you may be right there that Borna's just going like, oh, no, we'll get him sent off. You know, so Ginnelly had a mad rush of blood to the head. Probably just frustrated at how their day's going. As Ali was saying, they couldn't score. So that's maybe why it's happened, but there was nothing in the first challenge, and it seemed to be all settled. And then Ginnelly runs in and ruins it for himself and for Hearts, probably.
Yeah, Ali, he got booked in the first half for the shot that he had that went wide, the one that had McGregor beaten, and I think it was because it wasn't a corner or something. And I mean, if there's a deflection there, it's very, very faint, even if there is one. And he went up. You didn't see a replay of it. I think he put his hand on the referee, and obviously the ref booked him for it. This one here, do you think? I mean, see if Borna has, because at first when Gently comes over to him, Borna doesn't react, and then I think Borna realises, oh, you've been booked, so I'm going to react to you, and we'll both get booked, and you're off the park. I mean, it could be that, and if it is, it's fantastic shit. How's it that?
No, it is. I put in the group chat, well done, Borna, because he got that guy sent off. I'm pretty sure when a guy squared up to him, Borna then kind of squared back to him because he knew Borna Barisic got that guy sent off today, and it was brilliant. That's what I want to see for Rangers players. He knew he was on a booking, and he sold him. And well done, Borna Barisic, for that.
Yes, well, actually, I can't really take anything away from that. That is playing the dark arts. Something that Rangers have not done. We've said about it. That is playing the dark arts. That guy's made an arse of that, and Borna's went, fine, if you want to make an arse of it, I'll make sure you get booked again. So, yeah, no, if he has done that, then fair play to him. Sakala then goes off, Lundstrom comes on, Rangers now try to see the game out. This substitution, though, made very little sense to me. I can get why we're doing it. Sakala's probably the wrong one. I wouldn't have took Sakala off. And I say that because we were bound to get chances. We're up against 10 men. Hearts are going to need to try and do something. We needed a striker on the park. And pretty much immediately after that, Wright makes his first move of the game, gets to the byline, cuts it back to where you would expect a striker to be, and there's nobody there. So, Ali, I know I'm pulling it. I'm picking out a wee thing there, but just that substitution, I was like, no, leave Sakala on, because Sakala would have probably been there to score that.
Yeah, it's a wee bit bizarre. I mean, we've seen it against Leon. We're playing Bakuna up front, similar to that. So it's a weird one when we are playing Ryan Kent kind of through the middle. Probably play there, Ryan Kent, but he's not a striker, so he's not a natural striker. So if somebody like a Sakala is there, we'd probably do score. I mean, Big Bassey tried his best to try and give Hearts a goal instantly when he passed that ball out and Alan McGregor pulled him out. But yeah, it's a bit of a bizarre one because you're looking going, fuck, Hearts are down to 10 men and we've got no strikers in the park. It's a bit bizarre.
Yeah, you lead me on nicely to the double save that McGregor has to keep the 0 going. But again, it's a fantastic double save from Boyce. I think Boyce had both shots. I think Scotia and Alan McGregor, when he was called upon today, he was incredible.
Alan McGregor was fantastic today, I thought. Ali mentioned it earlier when we were speaking that Alan McGregor didn't have much to do. Every single thing that Alan McGregor had to do today, he done with absolute aplomb, and he was brilliant at doing it. Yeah. I mean, we were speaking, 3 weeks ago, is Alan McGregor getting that stage, and he's just fired back into the Alan McGregor that we knew. He was always there.
Yeah, 100%. I could not agree more. Obviously, we did all have that conversation. We were all a wee bit concerned about McGregor, but my God, he's went and proved us wrong. And I think it's pretty incredible that the two best keepers in this league are both 39 just now. I think
39, 40. McGregor's 40. Yeah, McGregor's 40 in like a month or two.
Yeah, about to turn 40. I mean, that's remarkable. It really, really is. The ref at this point then gets a wee bit card happy and books everybody. It seemed like Hearts get 2 players booked back to back. Kent then gets booked for taking a shot after the whistle had went. 5 minutes added on time. Ali, you messaged this, but the Bassey Express then charges the length of the pitch to get a shot away. I thought he was going to score, and I was gone, big man. Like,
I think Ali McCoy said he was away down Princess Street, to be honest, because he just kept going, Big Bassey. I was like, where's he going with that? And he just kept going, running. And he was unlucky, to be fair. But that's Bassey. He's got that in him, Bassey. Once he gets going, he's like a train. You can't stop him until he makes an arse at the other ends. But I quite like that from Bassey when he just goes on a run like that. It's good to see your defenders do that now and again. It's all right when you're 2-0 up and it's only a couple of minutes left. You can do it then, but
against 10 men as well.
Yeah,
yeah, that's fine. Yeah, if he'd been doing it at 1-0, I'd have been like, "Where are you going? What are you doing?" Like, but no, reminded you a wee bit of Scotia Boogie.
Aye, the game against Dundee United.
Yeah,
the one where they went up this park and scored. Yeah, I know the one you're speaking about. Yeah, it was a wee bit like that. You like to see that because Big Ammo used to do that as well. At times, he would just go get a wee rush to the head and bomb forward, and you go like, "Oh, what are you doing?" But aye, it's good to see.
Shows the confidence in Bassey, I think. Though, as I say, Bassey he struggled a wee bit against Boyce, but for the majority of the game, he was pretty steady. He was pretty solid, and I think McCoist and Walker and the commentary team were having a discussion about, when Alhanda comes back, do you think Alhanda comes straight back in? And McCoist said that he thinks the space is Bassey's to lose, which is interesting, but I think it shows the progress that Bassey is making. So no, fair play to him. And then Rangers got a free kick. Kent gets brought down right to the edge of the box. Kent fires a free kick low and hard, but Gordon saves it, and that's it. A massive 3 points again from Rangers. I will take it all day long, and it's another clean sheet, Ali.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, we've all been saying the dreaded December's coming, and like I said at the beginning of the podcast, that's us been to Livingston, Hibs, and now Tynecastle. and came away with maximum points. I know we don't like talking about them, but the other side of the city would have looked at the 3 fixtures and went, they'll drop points somewhere there, and we haven't. And we now motor into 3 home games in the trot, which, as I said, should be 9 points for Rangers. I know that's not the way football works, but we should be getting 9 points for the next 3 games, and it sets us up really nicely at the moment. And I've noticed wee subtle changes with Rangers, and they look like the Rangers that I saw for last season. They really do. They look like energised, and yeah, he's got them going. And like you say, it's a clean sheet again, which is keep the 0.
Yeah, Scots, it's all about keeping those zeros.
Yeah, keep the zeros. Ali, have you not learned anything from when you predicted we wouldn't concede against Ross County? So do not turn around and say that it should be easy for the next 3 home games. Please don't do that, Alistair. You're going
I've not predicted. I just said it should be, but that's not the way football works.
You're
So
right,
there you go.
Yeah, no, but you're right. It probably should be pretty easy. So here's hoping.
Here's hoping. So yeah, we'll come to back to you. Who's your man of the match today?
Me and Scotia's talked about it in the group chat, so I don't think you'll be surprised when I say who it is. But I'd just like to give a wee shout out first. I thought Connor Goldson was good today. I thought he was decent. I thought Glenn Kamara was very good as well. But I've got to give it Al McGregor. As Scotia says, he wasn't called on much, but when he was called on, he delivered. And yeah, Al McGregor for me is the man of the match.
Yeah, Scotia, your man of the match.
Yep, McGregor, but I would also say Craig Gordon was brilliant for Hearts again today. You know, 2 Scottish international goalkeepers. Obviously, McGregor doesn't play for Scotland, unfortunately, anymore. But they're both at the top of their games at the age they are, and it's good to watch, man. So, yeah, both the goalkeepers were great today, but Al McGregor is like my man of the match. I thought it was tremendous.
Yeah, I'm tempted to give it to Aribo just for that goal because I'm going to continuously watch that. I don't know how many times I'll watch that goal today. I will watch it a lot. But I can't really. Kent as well. Kent was really good today. I thought when we were getting the ball to him, he was looking really keen to get forward and he looked very dangerous, but you can't not give it to McGregor. I think McGregor was tremendous today. Really. It kind of flatters Hearts the fact that we're giving it to McGregor, but I think it's we're all a wee bit pie on our faces because we all spoke about McGregor and how he's come back to prove us wrong, and he's made some crucial saves today, and he's managed to keep the 0 and get us 3 points. So I am delighted with it. Ali, thank you very much for your time, mate. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
I'll enjoy it. I'm slightly hungover today, so I'll watch Super Sunday on the couch, and I'm looking forward to going to iBooks on Wednesday. As I say, 3 home games in the trot now, so looking forward to it.
Can't wait. Scotia, thanks, mate.
Yeah, cheers, man. Wednesday home game against who are we playing? St Johnstone, isn't it?
Yeah.
So looking forward to that.
Yeah,
I'll see you then.
Hopefully another 0. So yes, thank you to everybody for listening to us today. As I say, 3 points in Edinburgh and a clean sheet. You cannot ask for any more, and 2 pretty spectacular goals to go along with it. Could not be happier. There is still tickets available for our live show. We are going to be doing our first ever live show from the Viceroy Bar on Paisley Road West on the 14th of January. The link for that is below this podcast. It'll be £5 a ticket. Please come along and spend some time with us during the winter break. Be good to meet you all, and yeah, you can become a supporter of the channel, Club at 22 supporter. You can join the channel for just 99p. You'll be help supporting this podcast, and that'll do us. Usual shameless plug: like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. We will be back on Tuesday night with a Club Deck Corner before looking ahead to the game against St Johnstone. So 3 points away at Hearts. You can't ask for any more than that. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, everybody. We are Club at 22.